Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Cardano Artist Corner. I'm your host Brian of GAIA Stakepool. Our guest today is artist and stakepool operator Linda Roland. Linda is originally from Germany, but has recently moved to Australia. If you'd like to support Linda and her pool's mission to bring uncensored and reliable internet to the people of West Papua, please delegate to her pool Malwin, ticker MALU. And if you like the video, please give this one a free thumbs up. It really helps us get our videos out there to more viewers. Also, remember to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Then you'll always know when we post a new video with the latest from the Cardano art world. You can also support the podcast by delegating to Stakepools Hotel and GAIA. Let's get started. Hi, Linda. Thanks so much for coming on the podcast. Great to finally meet you face to face.
Hi, thanks for having me. It's really great to finally meet you.
So, could you tell us a bit about you? What's your story and how did you become involved with art?
Well, I'm originally from Germany, but I've recently moved to Australia, and I'm a production engineer by profession, but now I run my own stake pool, and I'm an NFT artist. And as for the art, I've always liked to draw, and I remember way back when I was like 5 years old, I would always draw portraits of my grandparents and of flowers and just all of these kind of things. So art has always been something that was very natural to me.
That's great. I mean, it's awesome that you've been doing that for so long.
Yeah. No, I've always loved it, always.
While you were in school, you said that you had some conflicts with instructors regarding your artwork.
Well, yeah, the problem is that I've never really liked getting instructions for my art. I always like to be creative about my art and draw what I want to draw. And so the teachers never really liked it. And it also didn't help that I was a very stubborn child. So yeah, they would always just kick me out. And I think with art is just about, expressing yourself and what you feel and what you think, and just do it in your own way rather than drawing something that somebody else tells you. So yeah, and so I'm basically self-taught, and but I really enjoyed every step along the way of being self-taught because I could really try and do what I wanted to do. So yeah.
So your current profession, you're a production engineer with an interest in robotics and AI. So what drove you to follow that career path?
Well, engineering is just another big thing for me that I've always been into. It's also like for my family because my mom is a mechanical engineer as well. And so my whole family is into engineering. So when I was 15, I went to a technical college, and I was also always more of a kind of mechanical engineer because I know how to weld and I can build things and operate machines and all of these things. And so I was never really into robotics and AI and programming. And that really happened when I went to university. And we were programming robots. And I thought it was just so amazing to program a robot and see it like carrying out the tasks. And so, yeah, that's how I really got into it. And at my last job in Germany, I was basically in the automation optimization, and I hope I can find a job like that in Australia as well.
Wow. What kind of prospects are there for that sort of thing in Australia?
Australia is a lot different to Germany. So I've seen a few companies here in Australia, and they were quite small. But yeah, there's a few big companies here as well, but I just haven't gotten into it really. So yeah, I just moved here, and I basically was just putting all of my energy into Cardano and the stake pool and everything. So yeah, I haven't really looked around for jobs that much in Australia.
That's right. So you just moved to Australia?
Yeah, 2 months ago.
Wow.
2 months ago. So yeah. And as for now, I kind of just have a look around and see Australia. And I live in Melbourne right now, but I'm also going to move to Brisbane next week. So yeah.
Oh, a lot of moving.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you think your work in engineering and your interest in robotics has influenced your artwork in any way?
No, not really, because engineering is my job, right? And I think art is more for my soul. And so not really. I remember when I was 10, I think I drew some robots, but that's pretty much it.
What would you say your influences are in your artwork?
So basically, when I see something and I find it beautiful and it inspires me, that's usually when I draw it. So I don't really draw how I feel. It's more like I draw things that I find beautiful or that inspire me.
I mean, that seems worthwhile.
Yeah.
So how did you get involved in Cardano?
Well, so I first started investing into the stock market on eToro. And so on eToro, I first found out about like cryptocurrencies and everything, because way back then, like I kind of knew what cryptocurrencies are, but I didn't really know a lot about it. So yeah, and I found Cardano on eToro. And so I was reading a little bit more into it, and I really liked the vision behind it and the idea behind it. And so yeah, and then I got into it and I met the community and I absolutely fell in love with everything about it. So yeah, that's how I got into it.
Nice. You've been involved with Cardano for a little while now, and you've started making your own NFT artwork. What can you tell us about your experiences making art and selling art as NFTs?
So I first started selling my NFTs on Ethereum, but I didn't really enjoy it. I didn't really like it. There were these high gas fees, and the market was already very saturated, and it was really hard to be seen. And yeah, I was very frustrated about it. And then with the launch of the native tokens on Cardano, we were able to mint NFTs. And so yeah, I pretty quickly jumped over to Cardano, and it's been absolutely great so far. And I've met a lot of other great artists as well. And yeah, it's absolutely amazing.
You did a portrait drawing of Charles that got quite a bit of attention. Could you tell us about this?
Yeah, so I did a graphite portrait drawing of Charles wearing a hat and his poncho. And so I basically sent it over to him, and he shouted it out. And yeah, so it's probably going to be the first NFT on the actual Cardano blockchain. And I'm very excited about it.
Wow. I mean, that is really impressive.
Yeah, I'm really happy. I'm really excited. That's such big news for me.
That's awesome. Do you have any advice for other artists looking to create NFT artwork?
I think the most important thing is to be seen. So what I would suggest is just, market your art, promote your art, get in touch with other people. And as for NFTs and just art in general, I don't think you have to be the best artist out there. And that's the same for me. You just never know what people might like. Some of the art that I made, that for me was very low quality and kind of not the best art, but it turned out to be a bestseller. So I think just, go out there, just do it, just try it. You never know what might happen, and you might be rewarded for it. So yeah, I think it's great. And I think for new artists, there's so many platforms and websites where you get support from and where you can mint your art. So I think to just get into it now is really easy. So yeah, just do it.
Nice. Did you find like a certain platform to be the most useful for you for marketing your artwork?
For marketing, I basically just do it on Twitter, but I've also created my own Discord server where I'd sell my art. But there's also a lot of other great artists on my Discord server who are selling their art as well. And as for minting art, I minted my art on Mermaida. And I think NFTmaker.io is another great platform to just mint your art.
Great. So you've recently launched your own stake pool. It's called Malwin pool?
Yes.
Okay. And the ticker is MALU.
Yes, exactly.
Could you tell us about this?
So I don't have an IT background, right? And so just making my own pool has been a very steep learning curve. And I probably wouldn't have made it without the support from the community, especially from Pete. And he also runs his own stake pool, which is ADA OZ. So yeah, had a lot of support from the community as to how to do it and how to program it. And so yeah, but it's been great and I've learned a lot.
Awesome. So your stake pool also has a mission to bring uncensored internet to West Papua. Could you tell us about this?
So it's basically the mission behind the pool is to bring uncensored and reliable internet to the mountain tribes of West Papua. And I've spent a lot of time in Papua, and I think that is a big problem that they have. And so basically, West Papua has a very big logistical problem when it comes to these things. The mountain tribes and the communities are very remote, and they're basically surrounded by very thick jungles and mountains. So it's really, really hard to get there. And there's no roads in or out. So the only access is via plane. And I think it just would be such an amazing thing to connect them to the world. And what my vision about it is, so there's a lot of kids there and they don't have any access to education because of how remote they live. So this would be one thing that I'm really passionate about, to just bring education to these people via internet, and also medical help. So if something happens there, there's nobody to help really. And, you kind of have to charter a plane and get the people out there. And I think it would be absolutely amazing to just get some first aid help there via internet. And what I also think would be really important is for the pilots who fly in and out, where they could just get weather reports via internet. So is it safe? Is it not safe? Can they stay? I mean, can they leave or do they have to stay? So these are the main things that I'm focusing on. But yeah, so that's the plan with connecting the unconnected.
Great. So do you have contacts there that you can kind of organize this with?
Yes, I've got a lot of contacts in Papua, and I've also got, I know a lot of pilots in Papua, and a lot of Papuan people who kind of are involved in the government there as well. So that wouldn't be a problem. And those people, they are there and they can monitor everything that is happening.
Great. So what are your future plans for your art and as a member of the Cardano community?
As for my art, I don't know, just keep drawing and see what's happening. And as for Cardano, definitely have a successful stake pool, and keep selling my NFTs and supporting the community. That would be great.
Sounds like good plans.
Yeah.
I guess as a last question, what would you say the most important thing is that you've learned from your art?
I think probably patience. I'm not a very patient person, and I think to just sit down and draw for 30 or 40 or 60 hours, it just really teaches you some patience and some love for what you're doing.
Great. Do you have anything that you'd like to say to the Cardano community?
I just want to say thanks to everyone that's involved in the community. Thanks for all the support and all the absolutely amazing people out there. And yeah, just keep doing what you're doing.
Perfect. Very nice words. Thank you so much for coming on, Linda. It was great to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, take care.
Bye.